My name is Tabria and I'm making voter guides for every single state for the midterms this year, and today we're doing California. Finally made it here at the 9th hour, I know. Our primaries are June 2nd and we have a jungle primary, which means the top two candidates will advance to the general regardless of party. We have same-day voter registration, so if you're not already registered, you can do so at vote centers, your polling place, and your county elections office. You can screenshot my guide here or it's in my bio with everything hyperlinked. Also, California has a ton of progressive voter guides by different organizations. Just Google the name plus voter guide and you'll find it. I didn't include the federal races because it was just too overwhelming to do by myself, but I will be updating each state's voter guides for the midterm, so once I'm done with the series, you can look forward to that. All right, hopefully I don't take up too much time with this governor's race. So we have our top three contenders: Javier Becerra, Tom Steyer, and Steve Hilton. Most of the political organizations and creators that I follow have all endorsed Tom Steyer, and I get it. He is the most progressive candidate. He has a fleshed out campaign. He is self-funded. There are corporations spending money against him, and Javier Becerra is obviously qualified. Here's a quick side-by-side on how they compare. You can pause to read. Ultimately, I will be voting for Javier Becerra. Tom Steyer has spent over $200 million on his campaign. He is outspending Becerra nearly 30 times over. Personally, I think $200 million will go a long way into some other progressive candidates across the country. But if you're still undecided, Cal Matters has a quiz that you can take, and based off your responses, they will recommend the candidate that most aligns with your answers. And look, obviously vote for whoever you want to, but if you don't support Becerra, then I encourage you to vote for Tom Steyer. I would rather see them two duke it out over the next few months leading up to the general than Becerra and Hilton. All right, moving on to lieutenant governor. This is viewed as more of a ceremonial position. They basically take over if the governor is out of commission for whatever reason, but they do serve on state boards and commissions that deal with public universities, environmental issues, and economic development. Josh Friday is the front runner. Oliver Ma is the most progressive, but I'm leaning towards Michael Tubbs. He was the mayor of Stockton and launched one of the first guaranteed income programs in the country that was a huge benefit for its recipients. I like that he communicated the role of lieutenant governor on his website and what he would strive for exactly in this position. Right, let me zoom through the rest of this. For Attorney General, I'm sticking with Rob Bonta, Shirley Weber for Secretary of State, Malia Cohen for Controller, Jane Kim for Insurance Commissioner, although I do like what Lalo has to say, but I think she has the best shot. For Treasurer, I went with Glenn Turner. The other three are all pretty similar Democrats. I really like Michelle Henderson for Superintendent, and I hope she gets it. And lastly, for the Board of Equalization, I didn't know what that was, but they mainly deal with property taxes and a few other areas of tax as well. For this race, I defer to all the voter guides I referenced earlier, and majority of them were in agreement with all four of these seats. All right, that is it for California, and now it's time for your homework. Be sure you're registered to vote, and remember you can register on election day. Fill out your ballot so you know what you're voting on beforehand, and if you're not voting in person, try to drop them off in a ballot box. And lastly, tell a friend to tell a friend. Share this with 3 friends online and offline so we can get as many people to the polls as possible. That is it, and next up is New Mexico.